You wake up in the morning, your eyes open slowly, and before you even move, you already know what's coming. That first moment when you try to swing your legs over the side of the bed, that stiffness, that ache deep in your knees. Maybe your hips feel locked, your fingers don't want to cooperate, and you think to yourself, here we go again. You're not alone. Millions of people over 60 experience this exact same thing every single morning. It's become so normal that many people just accept it. They reach for that bottle on the nightstand. They swallow another pill, and they wait. Wait for the edge to come off. Wait to feel like themselves again. But what if there was another way? What if there was something that people understood long before modern medicine? Something passed down through generations. Something simple, gentle, and surprisingly effective? Today, I want to share something with you that might change the way you think about your joints. It's inspired by traditional Cherokee wellness practices. And no, this isn't some magical cure. It's not a miracle. It's something much more practical than that. It's a daily approach to caring for your body that many of us have simply forgotten. So stay with me, because by the end of this video, you'll have a clear understanding of why your joints hurt more as you get older. And more importantly, you'll learn 7 simple practices you can start using today. Practices that support your joints naturally. Practices that honor the wisdom of those who came before us. Before we go any further, I want to be very clear about something. I'm not a doctor. I'm not here to diagnose or treat any medical condition. What I'm sharing today is educational information based on traditional practices and general wellness principles. If you have serious joint pain, if you're on medication, or if you have any health concerns, please talk to your doctor or healthcare provider. They know your situation best. Never stop taking prescribed medication without consulting your physician first. Your health and safety come first, always. Now, let's talk about something important. Why do our joints seem to hurt more as we get older? It's a fair question, and the answer is actually quite simple when you understand how our bodies work. Think of your joints like the hinges on a door. When that door is new, the hinges move smoothly, quietly, effortlessly. But over time, without proper care, those hinges can become stiff. They might start to creak. They don't swing as freely as they once did. Our joints are similar. Inside our joints, we have something called cartilage. This is a smooth, rubbery tissue that cushions the ends of our bones. It allows our joints to glide smoothly when we move. When we're young, this cartilage is thick and healthy, but as the years pass, it can begin to wear down. It becomes thinner, less cushiony, and when that happens, our bones don't glide as smoothly anymore. They rub, they grind, and that causes discomfort. We also have something called synovial fluid in our joints. Think of this as natural lubricant, like oil in an engine. This fluid helps everything move smoothly. But as we age, our bodies sometimes produce less of this fluid, or the fluid becomes thicker and less effective. This is why many people feel especially stiff in the morning. After a night of not moving, that fluid hasn't been circulating as well. There's also the matter of inflammation. As we get older, our bodies can become more prone to low-level inflammation. This isn't always something you can see or feel dramatically, but it's there, quietly affecting your joints, making them more sensitive, more achy. Now here's where things get interesting. The Cherokee people, like many traditional cultures, understood something profound about the human body. They understood that the body wants to heal itself. It wants to feel good, it wants to move freely, but it needs the right conditions to do so. They didn't have fancy pills or expensive treatments. What they had was observation, generations of watching how the body responds to different practices. They noticed patterns. They developed routines, and these routines helped their elders stay mobile and comfortable well into their later years. What I'm about to share with you is inspired by these traditional principles, adapted for modern life, simple enough for anyone to follow. So let's begin. The first practice is something I call morning warmth awakening. This is perhaps the most important thing you can do for your joints each day, and it starts before you even get out of bed. The Cherokee understood that cold, stiff joints should never be forced into action. They believed in gradual awakening, gentle warming. Think about how nature works. The sun doesn't suddenly appear at full brightness. It rises slowly, gradually warming the earth. Your body deserves the same gentle approach. Here's what you can do. When you wake up in the morning, don't jump out of bed immediately. Instead, stay lying down for just 2 or 3 minutes. Begin by gently flexing your ankles. Point your toes away from you, then pull them back toward you. Do this slowly, 5 or 6 times. Then, while still lying down, gently bend and straighten your knees. Just small movements. You're not exercising, you're awakening. You're telling your joints that it's time to start moving. You're encouraging that synovial fluid to start circulating. Next, make gentle fists with your hands, then spread your fingers wide. Do this several times. Roll your wrists in small circles. These tiny movements make a big difference. The common mistake many seniors make is treating morning like an emergency. They hear the alarm, they jump up, they rush to the bathroom. Their joints go from 0 to 60 in seconds. And that's when stiffness feels worst. That's when discomfort peaks. Give yourself these few extra minutes in bed. Your joints will thank you. The second practice focuses on the power of warmth throughout the day. The Cherokee people had great respect for heat as a healing force. They used warm water, heated stones, and the natural warmth of the sun to soothe aching bodies. There's good science behind this. When you apply warmth to your joints, several things happen. Blood flow increases to that area. This brings oxygen and nutrients. It helps carry away waste products. Warmth also relaxes the muscles around your joints. Tight muscles can pull on joints and make pain worse. When those muscles relax, the pressure decreases. Here's a simple way to use this principle. Find a time each day, perhaps in the late morning or early afternoon, to apply gentle warmth to your most troublesome joints. This could be as simple as a warm washcloth, or a microwavable heating pad, or even just soaking your hands in a bowl of comfortably warm water. If your knees bother you, try sitting with a warm towel draped over them for 10 to 15 minutes. If your hands are stiff, that warm water soak can be wonderfully soothing. The key is consistency. Doing this once won't change much, but doing it daily, over weeks and months, can make a meaningful difference in how your joints feel. The common mistake here is using heat that's too hot. You don't want to burn yourself. The warmth should be comfortable, soothing, not intense. Also, some people use heat when they have active swelling or inflammation, which isn't always appropriate. If a joint is hot, red, or significantly swollen, talk to your healthcare provider before applying more heat. The third practice is something I call mindful daily movement. This is perhaps where traditional wisdom differs most from modern thinking. Today, we often view exercise as something separate from life, something we do at a gym, something that requires special clothes and equipment. But the Cherokee approach was different. Movement was woven into every day, not as exercise, but as living. They walked to gather water. They bent and stretched while working. They squatted, reached, and moved in ways that kept their joints mobile throughout the day. For your joints, gentle movement throughout the day is often better than one intense workout followed by hours of sitting. Your joints are designed to move. They need movement to stay healthy. That synovial fluid we talked about earlier, it doesn't circulate well when you're sitting still. movement pumps it through your joints. Here's what you can do. Set a gentle intention to move a little bit every hour when you're awake. This doesn't have to be exercise. Stand up from your chair, walk to the window, reach your arms up toward the ceiling, roll your shoulders backward a few times, bend your knees slightly, and straighten them. These micro movements add up. They keep fluid circulating. They prevent that locked up feeling that comes from too much stillness. A common mistake many seniors make is thinking that rest is always best for sore joints. While it's true that you shouldn't push through sharp pain, too much rest can actually make joint stiffness worse. Gentle movement is usually your friend. The fourth practice involves what I call nourishment from the earth. The Cherokee diet was rich in foods that naturally support joint health. They ate plenty of fish from rivers and streams. They gathered berries and nuts. They prepared broths and stews that simmered for hours. While we can't eat exactly as they did, we can honor these principles. Certain foods seem to support joint comfort. Others seem to make inflammation worse. Foods that may help your joints include fatty fish like salmon, mackerel, and sardines. These contain omega-3 fatty acids, which many researchers believe help with inflammation. Colorful berries are another good choice. Blueberries, cherries, and strawberries contain compounds that may help your body manage inflammation naturally. Leafy green vegetables like spinach and kale provide nutrients that support overall health. Nuts, especially walnuts, offer healthy fats and minerals. And bone broth, which traditional peoples around the world have made for centuries, contains compounds that may support joint tissue. On the other hand, some foods may not be helpful for joint discomfort. Highly processed foods, sugary snacks, and excessive amounts of red meat are things many people find aggravate their symptoms. The common mistake here is expecting overnight results. Changing your diet is a long-term strategy. You won't eat salmon today and feel better tomorrow. But over months and years, nourishing your body well can make a real difference in how you feel. Are you still with me? I hope this information is helpful to you. If you're finding value in this, would you consider giving this video a like? It helps other people find this information, and it lets me know that this type of content matters to you. Thank you. The fifth practice is something I call the evening unwinding ritual. The Cherokee understood that how you end your day matters just as much as how you begin it. They had evening practices designed to release the tensions of the day and prepare the body for restful sleep. Sleep is when your body does its repair work. It's when inflammation naturally decreases. It's when your joints get a chance to recover. But if you go to bed with tight muscles and accumulated tension, your sleep may not be as restorative as it could be. Here's a simple evening practice you can try. About 30 minutes before bed, find a comfortable place to sit or lie down. Begin by taking several slow, deep breaths. Breathe in through your nose for a count of 4. Hold for a moment. Then breathe out slowly through your mouth. As you breathe, bring your attention to your joints, one by one. Start with your feet and ankles. Just notice how they feel. Then move up to your knees, your hips, your lower back, your shoulders, your elbows, your wrists and hands. You're not trying to fix anything. You're just noticing. This simple act of attention can help release tension you didn't even know you were holding. If any area feels particularly tight, try gently tensing the muscles around that joint for 5 seconds, then completely releasing. This tense and release technique can help your muscles let go of the day's accumulated tightness. The common mistake many people make is staying mentally active right up until bedtime, watching intense television, checking worrying news, having difficult conversations. Your body responds to your mental state. If your mind is tense, your muscles and joints often follow. The sixth practice focuses on staying properly hydrated. This seems so simple that many people overlook it, but the Cherokee people had great respect for water. They understood its importance for every aspect of health. Your joint cartilage is largely made up of water. When you're well hydrated, that cartilage is plump and cushiony. When you're dehydrated, it can become less effective at its job. That synovial fluid we talked about, it works better when you're properly hydrated too. Many seniors don't drink enough water. As we age, our sense of thirst can diminish. We may not feel thirsty even when our bodies need fluid. Some people limit water because they don't want to get up at night. Others simply forget to drink throughout the day. Here's a simple approach. Keep a water glass or bottle where you can see it throughout the day. Take small sips regularly. You don't need to drink huge amounts at once. Gentle, consistent hydration throughout the day is the goal. A good general guideline is to drink enough so that your urine is a light, pale color. If it's dark yellow, you may need more fluids. But please check with your doctor about appropriate fluid intake for your specific situation, especially if you have heart or kidney conditions that require fluid monitoring. The common mistake is thinking that coffee, tea, and juice fully replace water. While these beverages do provide some hydration, plain water is what your body uses most efficiently. Try to make water your main beverage with other drinks as secondary. The seventh and final practice might be the most powerful of all. I call it the practice of grateful acceptance. The Cherokee culture placed great emphasis on mindset and spiritual well-being. They understood that how you think about your body affects how your body feels. Many people with joint discomfort fall into a pattern of negative focus. They wake up and immediately scan for pain. They anticipate discomfort. They mentally catalog everything that hurts. This is understandable. But it can actually make the experience of pain more intense. Research has shown that our perception of pain is influenced by our mental state. When we expect pain, when we fear it, when we focus on it intensely, we often experience it more severely. When we're relaxed, distracted, or in a positive frame of mind, the same physical sensation may bother us less. This doesn't mean your pain isn't real. It absolutely is. But it does mean you have some influence over how much it affects your life. Here's a simple practice. Each day, try to find something about your body to appreciate. Maybe it's that your eyes can still see a beautiful sunset. Maybe it's that your hands can hold a cup of warm tea. Maybe it's that your legs carried you from the bedroom to the kitchen this morning. When you notice joint discomfort, try not to fight it or fear it. Acknowledge it calmly. Say to yourself something like, "Yes, my knee is uncomfortable right now. I'm taking care of it. I'm doing what I can." Then gently redirect your attention to something positive. The common mistake is thinking this means you should ignore your pain or pretend it doesn't exist. That's not what I'm suggesting. I'm suggesting that you relate to your discomfort differently, with acceptance rather than resistance, with calm attention rather than fearful focus. Now, I want to take a moment to bring all of this together. What we've discussed today isn't complicated. It's not expensive. It doesn't require special equipment or radical changes to your life. It's simply a different approach, an approach inspired by people who lived close to the earth and close to their bodies. Morning warmth, awakening, the power of warmth throughout the day, mindful daily movement, nourishment from the earth, the evening unwinding ritual, staying properly hydrated, and grateful acceptance. These 7 practices, done consistently over time, can support your joints in ways that pills alone cannot. They work with your body rather than just suppressing symptoms. They honor the natural wisdom that has been passed down through generations. I want to be clear one more time. This is not about replacing your medical care. If you're working with a doctor, continue doing so. If you're taking medication that has been prescribed for you, keep taking it as directed. Talk to your healthcare provider about any changes you want to make. But these practices can work alongside whatever else you're doing. They can complement your medical care. They can give you a sense of participation in your own well-being. And That feeling of empowerment, that sense that you're doing something positive for yourself each day, has its own value. I'm curious about something. If you've watched this far, would you do me a favor? Leave a comment below telling me your age and where you're watching from. I love knowing who's in this community, whether you're 62 in Florida, 75 in Ohio, or 81 in California. I'd love to hear from you. Your stories inspire me to keep creating content like this. Also, if you haven't already, please consider subscribing to this channel. When you subscribe, you'll be notified when I post new videos about natural approaches to feeling better as we age. And that little subscription click helps this channel reach more people who might benefit from this information. Before we end, I want to leave you with a thought. Your body has carried you through many decades of life. It has weathered storms and celebrated joys. It has worked hard and rested peacefully. It has brought you to this moment right now where you're taking time to learn how to care for it better. That's something to be proud of. Many people your age have given up on feeling better. They've accepted that discomfort is just part of getting older. But you're here, you're watching, you're learning, you're taking action. That spirit, that willingness to keep trying, that hope that things can be better, that's more powerful than any pill. That's the true secret. Not just the Cherokee secret, but the human secret. We have within us an incredible capacity to adapt, to heal, to feel better. We just need to give our bodies the right conditions. Start small. Pick one of the 7 practices we discussed and try it for a week. Maybe start with the morning warmth awakening, those few minutes in bed, gently moving your joints before you get up. See how it feels. Notice if anything shifts. Then, if you're ready, add another practice, then another. Build them gradually into your daily routine. There's no rush. This isn't a race. This is about creating a sustainable way of caring for yourself for the rest of your life. Your joints have years of good service left in them. With the right care, the right approach, the right daily practices, you can support them in staying as comfortable and mobile as possible. You deserve that. You've earned that. Thank you for spending this time with me today. Thank you for your trust. Thank you for being part of this community of people who are committed to aging well. Take care of yourself, be gentle with your body, and remember, every small step you take toward better health matters. Every warm compress, every gentle stretch, every glass of water, every moment of gratitude. It all adds up. Until next time, wishing you comfort, mobility, and peace.